What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking guitar strings again. We put yesterday on this here thing some Ernie Ball Slinkies. The lime green 10 to 46 package, 10 to 42, 10 to 46. The one that everybody uses all the time. And I thought, you know what? To me, that's like the standard, right? Like that's... If you're going to just get strings and put them on a guitar, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to play through. We're going to see how stable they are. I'm going to play them for a week, and then we are going to come back and see how they did after a week. Do you think that this is going to be fairly predictable? We'll just have to see. I will tell you, let's go ahead and just check tune real quick, that these strings overnight, and as I was messing with them this morning, drifted around quite a bit, way more than any of the other strings that that we've tested so far. So that's a thing. Initial tuning stability was not as good. I've seen that though. That's normal. So So this is a funny thing about Ernie Ball Slinkies, right? They're strings. You put them on the guitar and you play it because they're strings. That's literally their job. It's funny because I remember these when I was a kid, when we had our music store when I was a kid, and we would sell them out of this drawer, and it was just when I was, I don't know how many years ago this was, probably had to be 40 years ago. I don't know, almost. But the white paper, you could buy them individually. You could buy the individual strings. They've never changed. They've just kind of always been the same. And they always sound the same. They always feel the same. I will say that string technology has changed. I think these are not as stable right out of the box, but you know. If you're going to put strings on a guitar, here's your strings. You know what I mean? Well, they are strings. Yeah, they do what strings are supposed to do. It's one of those things where I've always said that if you don't notice them, they're probably good because they don't stand out in any kind of crazy way and they do the job. Are there better strings? Sure. Do they do different stuff? Yeah. Do they last longer? well, I guess we'll see. But, you know, I think we all know the answer to this one because we've had, probably most of you may either use them now or have used them in the past. So, yeah, here you go. Ernie Ball Slinkies. Let's time travel a week. Well, I guess we're back. So, okay, these strings, they do go away quicker than other strings, but not terrible. I think it probably depends on a few things. Okay. Tuning stability. These strings, I did have to chase it a little more than the other ones. And this is funny. So I've never done this comparison with electric guitars before. I've always done it with acoustics. I don't know that I've ever noticed any like, boy, these strings are terribly unstable with the Slinkies. You know, like you have to tune them all the time a lot. I've never really noticed it standing on their own. But in direct comparison to other sets, I feel like I have to chase it a little bit more. And this guitar is really, really stable. That's why I picked this guitar. So that's interesting. I've never noticed it before standing on their own, but not quite as stable. Other than that, you know, which is fine. You just tune it before you play it. Sometimes I'm not a very good player anyway, but some days, it's just not my day. Okay, so I've noticed it the most on the B string, that it's drifts around. All right, so here's the little report that I'm going to give you on these. These are the standard. These are the strings that everybody uses. They're fine, right? They're guitar strings. I think that technology has moved on from what these are, even though these are kind of still the even playing field strings. I have to say, and I'm curious now, knowing that about these as we go on through the other sets, because we've got some other inexpensive sets coming up. I'm curious to see how these are, if it's all old school strings that are like this, or if it's just these ones, that the tuning stability is just a little less. I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not saying I've just never noticed it until now. Also, for those of you who have very like acidic hands, I know that this is a super subjective thing, right? I can play guitar for quite a while, and my hands don't like attack the strings, right? They don't corrode anything. But depending on a lot of things physiologically that I don't know about, this is all science stuff I have no idea about. But basically, I know that various people affect metals differently. And so I know some folks will pick up this guitar and wear these strings out in 5 minutes, and then they have to go use coated strings because they just can't. So I know that if you're that kind of person, you might not want these. If you are that kind of person and you have been playing these for a long time, try to experiment with a couple of the other sets that we've already tested in this test. But just regular guitar strings, as far as regular guitar strings go, they're fine. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, there's many of you in the comments who have been like, yeah, I just use Ernie Ball Slinkies, or I just use whatever for a long time. I get it. I totally get it, because that's what we know, and it's easy, and they're cheap. But for the first time, and we'll see if this stands up over the next few weeks as we try different sets, but for the first time, I have seen a direct comparison going, maybe things have kind of moved on from these. Interesting. Anyway, there you go. Let me know what your experience has been. Or let's ask this. if you've been playing these for a really long time, have you gotten a bad set here or there? That's a good question too, because maybe this is just kind of a weird set. I don't know. I buy batches of them at a time because I use them to test guitars with, so I'm not sure. We'll just have to see as time goes on. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe and you do all the things, and there will be links to all the strings that we used in this test, as well as these pickups and etc. in the description below. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video.